I'm Kyle McDonald. All right. Thank you guys for coming tonight. This is really important to me and Coach Connor's kind of coaching education. And the cool thing is you guys get to benefit from it. So you guys can take something away from this. You can bring it back to your teams as a group, right? And we can be able to kind of form a bit of a team culture is the idea of both me and his talks. So my kind of culture and what I'm going to focus on is having player and team values and kind of what that can do for our group, for you as an individual, and what you can bring back to your team. Okay, guys? So going into the first part, before we get into this slide too much, is the importance of having team values and player values is having something to go back upon so you can remain consistent in your development. It gives you something that can motivate you. It gives you a standard that you can kind of hold to. So at Lone Star, we have our club values, which are, does anyone know? Slider, right? So sportsmanship, leadership, integrity, discipline, excellence, and respect. And kind of that's something that when we have staff meetings, we go to it, and it's up on the board at most staff meetings at the start of it. So we can go to it and say, are we striving for excellence? Are we being respectful to our players? And it's something just as a checklist that you can keep going back to, and it keeps you on the path that you kind of need to go to. So we'll kind of go through traits, characteristics, values of players, traits, characteristics, values of successful teams, and then from there we'll kind of try and formulate our own that we want to bring back to our team. Okay, does that sound pretty good, guys?
Yep.
So to start, what we're going to do is, go back to the player one, is we're going to talk about traits of a successful athlete. And athlete, kind of the key word, it can be any sport. Of course, we can relate it back to soccer. So what characteristics make a good player, a good teammate? Because it doesn't just mean the individual, how are they good for the team as well? And some examples we have are Cristiano Ronaldo, Luka Modric, Michael Jordan, right? You can think any kind of players, any realm of athleticism. What are some traits and characteristics of successful athletes? So now I'm going to give you guys about 90 seconds, okay, a minute and a half, that you can just write down things. Try and get at least 4 or 5 characteristics or traits. Now, what we'll do, so we can kind of keep a running list of things we think are good characteristics and traits, is if you guys have one that you think is good, you can let me know. We'll just list about 4 or 5 player traits that we think are of successful players. So go ahead, raise your hand.
Good work ethic.
Good work ethic. Perfect. Work ethic. Excellent. Go ahead, Owen.
Integrity.
Integrity. Taking one from our values there. What does integrity mean?
You do with the right thing even when no one's looking.
Right thing when no one's looking. Very good. Does everybody hear that? Does everybody understand that part?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead. We'll mix it up with the group. So Marco?
Supportive. So like
Supportive.
other teammates.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a very good teammate, right? Supportive. Let's go. Logan, go ahead.
Dedication.
Dedication. Okay. Ashton, what do you got for me?
Self-discipline.
Self-discipline. What do you mean by self-discipline?
Like, if you're not working hard enough, then work harder.
Perfect. So kind of checking on yourself, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of can tie into integrity a little bit, right? Your character when no one's watching, things along those lines, right? So that'll be enough right now. I'll go to some of you guys. Make sure that if I don't call you at some point, you really throw that hand up there because we want to get all those ideas. So good. That's a good start, right? And you'll see how some of the words kind of relate to other ones. So now as we go on, see if you can kind of get unique ones that kind of are different than other things you've touched on if you think they're important. So now moving on to a successful team culture, values and identity. So we'll move to the next slide, Connor. So just examples, and I want you to think for a second. We'll do another 90 seconds once I let you guys know. But what characteristic and traits are common in successful teams and in any sport? So I put there 2018 France, right? The boys who won the World Cup. Okay, 2019 women's national team for US. They won the World Cup as well. Liverpool right now, Champions League champions, top of the EPL. What traits do they have? But even some of us are more familiar with NFL. So the Patriots. What makes them so successful all of these years?
Cheating.
There we go. So we probably shouldn't
Deflated
suggest.
footballs.
Yes, well, trying very hard.
Deflated football.
All right, so now you guys got 90 seconds, okay? If you think you have a good one or a good 2 right now, we can start doing them, so then you guys can kind of maybe get the blood flowing, get some juices going. So Jackson, what do you think?
Communication.
Communication, okay, perfect. Like that, so team traits. Communication. And does that have to be verbal,
No.
right? Owen, if I called you? Yeah, you did the first one. Carson, if I called you?
Athletic.
Athletic. Okay, athletic. Right, sometimes it doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Athletic teams are usually more successful than athletic sports, right?
Respect.
Respect?
Yeah.
Very good. Like that one. Another one of slider. Colby.
They're able to tell each other when they messed up, so they can help. It's like honesty.
Honesty. Yeah, honest. Very good. And there has to be a certain level of respect if you can have that communication with each other, right? Very good. Jackson, I'll get to you.
Giving each other constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism, right? So that's with honest. How can we move that into a word, I guess, with it? So, with a team, and if other people have ideas, so giving constructive criticism. What does that mean about the team's personality?
Reliable.
Reliable, right? And it kind of shows that they want to get better, right? Right? I'm kind of putting that, you think
Ambitious.
ambitious, yeah. So I was going to look driven, ambitious, right? If they're willing to give each other criticism and they're willing to take it, hey, we're all trying to get better. Okay, so good. I like ambitious. Does that fit what you were trying to say a little bit, Jackson? Ambitious. No, that's IOUS, isn't it?
Yeah. What does SLIDER stand for again?
So SLIDER's sportsmanship, leadership, integrity, discipline, excellence, and respect.
Okay.
The SLIDER. And that's the values we have. You'll see it listed in a different order on the website. I think like leadership might be first, but that kind of helps you remember it. So, awesome. Guillermo, you have a good one?
This kind of goes along honesty, but trust.
Trust. I like trust. We'll put a 6-1 for that. All those things kind of go together, right? Very good. So now moving on to the next part of it. CT, that'd be you, big guy. Awesome. Is now we're going to group together, and what we'll do is we'll have the 06s. You guys can kind of meet in this corner, okay? 08s and 07s. You guys can kind of meet back there. And what I want is I want Harper, you, and Will. Okay, you guys kind of, one of you two write it down and just kind of run that group over there. Okay, we're going to come up with 4 traits you would have for an ideal team that you're a part of. Okay, so kind of relating it back to your team with the 08s and 07s, you guys can come together. We're NAO location, and you guys can come up with something that will go back to our team. 4 traits that you think that we should all aspire to, 4 values we should all have. Okay, it can be some of the ones from the club. I hope that not all 4 are from Slider. Right, try and go outside of the box a little bit with at least 1 or 2, okay? And then it's something that we can take back. So we'll have 2 minutes for this. We'll kind of start that once you guys get to your groups. For the 06s, Colby, let's have you lead that over in this corner, and Owen, you can help him as well lead with that.
Alright.
Okay, guys? So 06s in this corner, 08s and 07s back there. Okay, 2 minutes for you guys to come up with 4 values. If you have 6 values, that works as well, okay?
Which one was it? Oh, you said it.
Kobe's
Excellent.
Alright. This is good enough. Ella, you can probably
I don't know if to write.
Hold on, get in
there.
Jackson, I volunteer Jackson as
I think communication is essential.
Yeah.
I'll write in my perfect hand. Did you copy me? No, not complete communication. I'm not complete.
Communication. Trust, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I think
Like having each other's back.
Reliable, just write reliable.
I think honesty would be really
And
good too.
ambitious.
Like,
Perfect. So now, as we list them down, guys, as your group's going, make sure you write down on your piece of paper your group's values. Okay, because we want you to be able to take it home and they'll be able to work after this. So,
thank you.
who wants to go first?
Or just say what I just put down all of it.
Sure. 06.
Communication,
Communication.
reliable,
Okay, go slow.
Reliable. In what ways would you say you can be reliable?
Like we can
having
trust
each other's back.
Like make it like if
Having each other's back. So what are
Trust.
examples of having each other's back?
If your midfield or something messes up, you'll have your defenders cover your mistake.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, what about not exactly on the field, not soccer things?
If he's getting bullied in school, you can stick up for him.
Love that. Outside, right? Yeah, if it's a buddy at school, you can have that camaraderie. What else? Reliability. What if they're not there? Are they very reliable?
no.
That's the other thing, right? I think showing up is a
Something,
huge thing.
yeah.
Someone that's there every day, that kind of stuff.
And just being able to talk to people.
Yeah, no, that's very good. I like that. So another one?
Ambition.
Ambition. And you guys kind of, Jackson came up with that one a little
Yeah.
bit. Ambition.
Hardworking.
Hardworking
From Asher.
from Asher, yeah.
Uh,
And then we can do one more. So pick your best one if you do one more.
Self-discipline.
yeah, self-discipline.
For me.
Self-discipline.
For me.
From you? Go on, Asher.
Make sure you put.
You
from
get gold
Asher.
star today, Asher.
Yay.
Self-discipline.
You guys have
Perfect.
a gold star yet?
We happy?
That's it.
Oh, six, are you happy with those 5?
Yeah.
21.
Very good. Communication, reliable, ambition, hardworking, and
What looks like
self-discipline.
gold star?
Some good words there. Well done, boys. All right, make sure you guys all write down that list of them, okay? Have them listed. Guillermo, what do we got?
So we have growth mindset and unselfish for 2 of ours.
Growth mindset and unselfish. So let's do growth mindset. What do we mean by that?
Like always know that you can get better.
Always know that you can get better.
Never be satisfied. Kind of like Cristiano Ronaldo. He's the first one there and stays late, even though he's terrific.
Perfect. And then I think tying with that, and this is part of the mindset, right? Always wanting to get better, but is there healthy ways to kind of always want to get better and unhealthy ways?
Yeah.
So what was yours, Carson? That kind of made sense. I like your part.
Positive, like being positive,
Remaining positive
and
as you-
not just like forcing yourself to do stuff that you don't want to do.
finding the positivity in it, because if you train yourself in a way you don't like over and over again, you're going to burn out.
Yeah.
Right? You won't want to keep going. So I like the positive part of that. Growth mindset. And then what was the other one you said?
Unselfish, and we also have friendly to each other. Like,
Unselfish. So is friendly a separate one?
no, they kind of go together actually, because like.
So let's see. Let's go unselfish. What would that be one? Unselfish. How can you be unselfish within a team?
Like, if you mess up, don't blame someone else.
Mhm.
Like, for something they did earlier.
Yeah.
Don't always like don't be a ball hog.
That's the easiest one, right?
Yeah.
You share the ball around, that stuff, right? What about responsibility? Can you share that as well?
Take actions. Take responsibility for your actions.
What about someone else other than Will in that group? How can you be unselfish?
By being able to recognize whenever there can be an easier opportunity and goal instead of trying to take it for yourself.
Yeah. In
An
the way you
easier
put it.
way to get a goal for your team.
Very good. Yeah. Sharing in a moment where you could have the glory, but your teammate can have a better chance of having the glory. Marco.
Maybe like if someone else is struggling, you can help him instead of helping yourself, so that your team is more solid and not just you.
Yeah. No, I love that, right? If you just focus on yourself the whole time within a team, is the whole team going to get better?
Oh, I thought you said if you focus on my team. it's-
Here you go. No, you're good, Guillermo. Good stuff. All right. So other than unselfishness, what's another one?
Do we also have skilled? Like, you want your team to be skilled?
You want to be skilled? Gotta be able to play the game you're trying to play, right?
And supportive?
Skilled and
It's kind of
supportive.
positive.
Yeah, like a positive attitude.
Supportive.
Attitude.
Such.
Let's see. Slash positive. Is that
Yeah.
one tied together?
Yeah.
Okay. Positive. I like that. And do we have one more?
Well, the other one that we had was friendly.
Friendly? Perfect. Unselfish.
Kind of
Supportive and
supportive.
positive. Yeah. So I think that's a good list of 4, right? That we have there for it. So, and all of them kind of have what it means to yourself. So we have to make sure that you guys go back and really say what that means. Because growth mindset, someone who's never heard that word, what does that mean to them? Right? If they haven't really known what growth mindset means. So we'll go back with the team and make sure we talk about that. And that kind of gets me into my last thing. Okay? So on to the last slide. With this now, what I want you guys to do at home, and this is the part that will help really ingrain our values in ourselves and in the team, is go back and on your piece of paper or on a new piece of paper, okay, for my team, I'll be asking to collect this next week in training or 2 weeks from now, okay? And what I want is write down what each word individually means to you as an individual. Because
Slider?
reliable can mean
No,
something,
that one was
yeah, so the values that you just came up with within your group, right? Reliable can mean something completely different to Colby and to Asher, right? So note that on your sheet, what every single value means to you as an individual. And it can be a couple words that it means to you. It can be a sentence that describes it. It can even be an example. If that's a way of describing what it means to you, Just something that we can kind of read and say, okay, what does this mean to them as a person?